evening, everyone, and welcome to INN News. I'm Mike Mickle. Wildfires and floods are plaguing parts of the country, and oppressive heat is making things worse in some places. We begin in Florida. There, a wildfire has already scorched 6,000 acres, and it shows no signs of slowing down. This is the scene in Miami-Dade County. The flames have already jumped several fire barriers. Strong winds are driving them, and crews say the fire is slowly inching toward homes and businesses.
We keep losing the fire. It keeps moving to the south.
Our biggest fear is if it starts just pointing from the north straight down, because with it, it's going to push this fire.
Some people are leaving, but there are no mandatory evacuations yet. So far, there have not been any serious injuries reported. The flooding now along the Missouri River, and a heat wave is hampering relief efforts. In Sioux City, Iowa, nearly 100 degrees. Sandbaggers are working up quite a sweat. Health experts are warning them to take it slow to avoid heat stroke, dehydration, and heat exhaustion.
The biggest problem is dehydration. They'll be out here, they'll work, and their body exerts so much energy and so much that they'll become dehydrated, and heat exhaustion, heat stroke can come from that.
It makes it really hard because we're out here all the time sandbagging for friends, family. It just makes it really hard, just the heat and everything.
As you might imagine, the heat is causing those sandbagging efforts to move more slowly. The Army Corps of Engineers is working on a new levee just outside Hamburg, Iowa. Now, while this comes as good news to some, Megan McRoberts explains why farmers in that area are furious that their farmland may be left unprotected.
After two federal levee breaches outside Hamburg, Iowa, local farmers and townsmen are stepping up to strengthen the weak levee.
And I think the farmers are going to hold it because they got backhoes down there, got two backhoes and a dozer. And I hope they do save the farms.
Thousands of acres of farmland now at risk of being flooded over. Hamburg resident Clarence Hendrickson says the Corps gave up too early after backing out when Corps workers felt the levee was too dangerous.
I'm so mad I don't even want to talk to the Corps.
Well, we're concerned about the safety of our workers and any of the contract workers, and have counseled that we think that the risk is pretty high for somebody to get hurt.
The Corps has moved their efforts to building a new levee several miles closer to the city.
We should have had them both places. They got plenty of equipment and engineering to do this, both this one here and that one out there.
The new levee wouldn't protect the farmland.
The city isn't that much danger yet, but the farmers out there are.
The Corps says their priority isn't the land, but the people.
They're upset, but as I said, our first concern is to protect lives and then property, and we don't want to see anybody get hurt in the process.
Farmers are paying themselves for the equipment to move dirt to protect the levee.
Really hope that it works out for them.
Hendrickson says he hopes to show that the commitment of the farmers could be the saving grace for Hamburg and its farmland. Megan McRoberts reporting for INN News.
People in Atchison County, Missouri, south of Hamburg, have been told to evacuate. Officials say levees will continue to be breached as the river rises to an estimated 42 feet in the coming days. A massive fire at an historic mill in Rhode Island sends one firefighter to the hospital. It forced people in nearby homes to evacuate. The roof collapsed yesterday. Shooting flames and plumes of smoke could be seen from miles away. Authorities say all of the city's 125 firefighters were on the scene along with police. Nearby fire departments sent reinforcements. No word yet on what sparked that fire. Still no clues in the search for a missing Indiana University student. Police say Lauren Spearer disappeared last Friday after hanging out with a friend. Hundreds of volunteers took part in a search for the 20-year-old fashion student. Volunteers have flown in from New York and other parts of the country just to help in the search.
I'm dedicated, man. I want to find this girl.
Well, they told us not to go on private property, but to check dumpsters, check alleyways, wooded areas, as long as we're not on private property.
Police believe foul play is involved, but they have made no arrests. In global news now, the death toll hits more than 24 in Haiti after a week of heavy rains. They're causing floods and mudslides that are wiping out homes in Port-au-Prince. Crews are working to dig through the wreckage, searching for survivors. Many people there are still trying to recover from the devastating 2010 earthquake. Crews in Argentina are clearing away tons of volcanic ash. It's blowing in from the eruption in neighboring Chile. At ski resorts, they're trying to clear the slopes and streets in time for ski season, which is just 2 weeks away. Russia sends a 3-person crew to the space station. The rocket lifted off today. They're from Russia, the U.S., and Japan. They will stay at the space station until mid-November. While there, the team will witness the final mission of the U.S. shuttle Atlantis. A sailboat made entirely from recyclables set sail for the first time in Taiwan. Forever is hitting the water just in time to celebrate World Ocean Day. It's made from more than 700 plastic bottles and recycled materials. Designers say they plan to sail their boat across Taiwan to showcase green technology. And that's your Global News Now. Actor Alec Baldwin may run for mayor of New York City. The star of the television show 30 Rock is an outspoken Democrat. He has long talked about running for some political office. But why mayor? Well, Congressman Anthony Weiner was likely going to run since admitting to a sexting scandal. That probably won't happen. Baldwin says with Weiner out of the running, he might have a chance to win. President Obama is struggling with poor economic numbers as the march toward 2012 continues. Doug Luzader has our report.
For all of the elegance surrounding last night's special dinner for German Chancellor Angela Merkel, no one is toasting the world economy. And it was just hours after President Obama started giving his first assessments of last week's dismal jobs report.
We don't yet know whether this is a one-month episode or a longer trend.
The idea of a longer trend is especially scary for a president who faces a tough re-election campaign next year, not to mention millions of unemployed workers. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke isn't exactly upbeat.
Overall, the economic recovery appears to be continuing at a moderate pace, albeit at a rate that is both uneven across sectors and frustratingly slow from the perspective of millions of unemployed and underemployed workers.
Frustratingly slow for consumers, too. For one thing, credit card debt is dropping, and while that may be a wise fiscal decision for many households, lack of consumer spending overall is holding back the economy.
You do have these zombie consumers. They're not spending. They're very worried about their jobs and their incomes. And ironically enough, the more they cut back on their spending, the more the economy tanks.
And that brings us right back to Wall Street, where the prospect of a tanking economy is tough to shake. And a Washington Post poll shows the president's numbers have weakened considerably. 59% now disapprove of his handling of the economy.
That was Doug Luzader reporting. Well, many kids are out of school for the summer, but there could be danger lurking in your own backyard in this warm weather. We'll tell you what to look out for. Plus, Nintendo's latest video game console, looking more like an iPad. We'll take a look at how it works and when you can get one. That and more next in INN News. Of course, we want to remind you, INN News is on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter at INN News Network. And we're on YouTube. We're reaching out to you so you can reach out to us. INN News. We'll be right back.
In this box is what I need to control my diabetes, to stay healthy, and get on with my life. It comes from Liberty Medical. And now, it's not only where I get my diabetes testing supplies, but it's where I get my prescription drugs as well. See, if you're on Medicare, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies, as well as your prescription drugs, may be covered. Liberty takes care of all the paperwork with Medicare and sends the prescription forms directly to your doctor for approval. Then on your schedule, packs up this box and sends it right to your door with no charge for shipping.
Liberty assures you have what you need to manage your diabetes, and that starts with a free meter. Call today and get a free meter. Plus, when you join, you'll also get a free cookbook.
Call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
Call 1-800-503-6627. 1-800-503-6627.
Car owners, does your vehicle have less than 120,000 miles on it? Is it less than 10 years old? Is your current auto warranty about to expire? Well, Cover America Auto Care has a very special offer just for you. With current economic conditions causing bankruptcies and a downturn in new car sales, Discover America Auto Care now offers inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage direct to the public. You can save thousands of dollars on auto repairs. A toll-free line has been made available so car owners can call and get a free no-obligation quote. This auto protection is backed by an A-rated insurance carrier. Plus, you get a claims department that has an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. 24-hour emergency roadside assistance is also included. You will be amazed at how much you can save on future car repair bills. So call for your free, no-obligation quote now. Do not wait. Get covered today and rest easy tonight.
Good evening, I'm INET meteorologist Ed Russo. A big ridge of high pressure still in place across much of the eastern half of the country. That is keeping it hot and dry, but some of this heat is actually starting to get beaten down, so we're going to see a storm track slightly further to the south, so areas that need the rain will be getting it all the way from Wyoming through the mid-Mississippi Valley, even into the northeast as well. Still a nice system spinning across Montana. That's where we're still seeing some rain, even some mountaintop snow still falling across western parts of the state, and this is where we still have flood watches in effect, and even central Wyoming seeing a flash flood watch there where we could have very, very high amounts of rain falling in a short period of time. Further east, not too much going on across the upper Mississippi Valley here, the northern plains through the Dakotas into Minnesota. It is quiet here. Further south and east, though, this is where we're seeing a nice line of showers and thunderstorms, though starting to weaken now. Still severe thunderstorm watch box for the northern parts of the lower peninsula of Michigan. All of this activity is going to continue shifting east, and more activity may be blossoming later this evening across upstate New York into northern parts of New England. Here we could see some showers and thunderstorms developing, and some of those storms could also be a little on the strong side. Storm Prediction Center has that area in a slight risk, sliding south and west all the way to Kansas. The mid-Mississippi Valley will be seeing a severe thunderstorm threat later today as well. And once again tomorrow, the threat shifts slightly further towards the south and east, including much of the mid-Atlantic, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Back westward once again through the mid-Mississippi Valley, we'll be seeing some strong thunderstorms, and then again on Friday, so multiple days, especially across Iowa and Missouri, that will be seeing that potential for afternoon storms, and lots of heat to deal with as well, all the way from Iowa eastward through Pennsylvania. Notice the metropolitan area of Philadelphia, excessive heat warning, where we get that urban heat island effect where temperatures will feel like they're more than 105 degrees. That is dangerous heat. And also back towards Detroit, we are seeing some heat advisories as well. And then west of Chicago across Iowa into the Quad Cities. St. Louis also seeing some heat advisories as well. And it's hot across the southeast, but fortunately we are seeing some showers and thunderstorms taking their track from east to west as we have disturbances running from east to west. That's been the case for much of the past week, and that's going to continue across Louisiana later this evening. When it gets really hot this afternoon, a refreshing thunderstorm will be occurring across much of central and northern Louisiana. Southwest is dry, and we have some red flag warnings here as well from Arizona all the way into New Mexico, parts of Oklahoma as well, seeing some very low relative humidities and some wind kicking up that fire danger. And where it's warm, that's where we're going to see daytime highs getting into the 90s and even 100s tomorrow. That's across the eastern half of the U.S. here. A couple pockets of 100s across the Texas Panhandle once again for tomorrow. 93 in Houston, but not too bad in Miami. Only 86 degrees for tomorrow. Mike?
Welcome back, everyone. School's out. The weather's getting hotter. That means more time outside for the family. Unfortunately, there are many hidden safety hazards in our own backyards that can make the summer months dangerous. John Dregenberg, the Consumer Safety Director from Underwriters Laboratories, shares this helpful hint on grilling safety.
3 billion meals are served each year off of a grill, and with that comes 7,000 structure fires as a result of grilling. So you want to reduce that to zero if possible. Make sure you always grill outdoors. That's the #1 safety tip. It sounds so simple, but the reality is a lot of people bring their grill inside because it's raining. So never keep your grill close to any structure, your house, your garage, or your carport, and don't bring that grill inside the garage because it's raining, because if you have a flare-up, you could have a real problem.
John also says when it comes to swimming safety, make sure there's always adult supervision when the kids are in the pool, and scan that area every 10 seconds and be able to reach the pool within 20 seconds. For more summer safety tips, go to safetyathome.com. Well, there's even more competition in the job market than there was just a month ago, and the next time you fly, you're likely to be late. That and more as we get back to business. Companies advertised fewer jobs in April than the previous month. The Labor Department says employers posted 3 million job openings. That's down from 3.1 million in March. There were 4.6 unemployed people on average competing for each available job in April. That's higher than the ratio of 2 to 1 that economists consider healthy. On your next flight, chances are you'll be late. The Department of Transportation says U.S. Airlines on-time performance dropped in April to a rate of 75.5%. That's down from a much better 85% last year. There's also a greater chance your flight will be canceled. But on the bright side, your bags probably won't be lost. The mishandled baggage rate dipped a bit. Apple CEO Steve Jobs says his company is growing like a weed, and he needs more office space for employees. He made a pitch Tuesday to the Cupertino, California City Council. He wants to build a new building on the former Hewlett-Packard property. Jobs hopes to have the building built by 2015. Council members seem to support Jobs' plan, and that's back to business. Nintendo is unveiling the latest incarnation of its video game console. The Wii U features a touchscreen controller similar to Apple's iPad. It can broadcast HD video, detect motion, and allow players to interact with what they're watching on television. Other features include a directional pad, microphone, dual analog sticks, speakers, 2 pairs of shoulder buttons, and a front-facing camera.
You can have the TV off and game simply on the controller using the touch screen, or you can interact across both screens. And that provides, that's really where the magic happens for some of the newer, deeper game experiences.
No word on what the Wii U will cost. In addition to gaming, that device can be used to make video phone calls and surf the internet. It will be released between December and April. Well, does divorce get any easier if you call it something else? One woman says yes. The new name she's pushing, and a lot of other services for couples calling it quits, all on a new website. That and more coming up on INN News.
If you're in debt to the IRS for $10,000 or more, you don't have to take desperate measures to settle your account. All you have to do is put the right people to work for you. And that's as simple as calling this number. You'll speak to a tax expert who can help you negotiate a settlement that's significantly less than the actual amount you owe. Many are former IRS agents who have inside knowledge that you can't get elsewhere. And that can make all the difference in the world.
They saved my business.
I owed $30,000 and paid a fraction of it.
The threatening letter stopped immediately.
I got great advice, and they did all the work.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, you owe it to yourself and your family to call this number and get your case settled for less. Now, you only have a small window of time to settle, so act now.
For a free tax analysis, call 800-903-7750. There is no obligation. Call 800-903-7750 now.
This is what evil looks like up close. It's The Nazis, a warning from history on DVD. The shocking filmed record of a world gone mad. From deep within secret German archives comes footage so unnerving, it still can't be shown on television. If you believe we can learn from the past, this is one collection you absolutely must own. Get it now on 4 DVDs for just $59.99. But wait, call with your credit card and you'll pay only $39.99. It's so important you see this. We'll pay your shipping. That's an additional savings of nearly $7. Look into the face of evil. Try not to blink. Call now to get The Nazis, a warning from history on 4 DVDs for just $39.99. We'll ship it for free.
Call 1-800-214-3086 to order Nazis, a warning from history for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card or order online at timelife.com/Nazi.
A Texas woman is starting a website to help people during and after a divorce. PostDivorceDatingClub.com. Lee Block says we need to scrap the word divorce and start using the term resingled. The site offers online dating with divorced parents in mind, as well as tips and articles on how to date when you have kids, plus a whole lot more.
We have attorneys. We're going to have realtors. We're going to have financial planners. So we have it covered top to bottom. No matter what you need, you will be able to find it on the site.
Right now, the site only caters to people in Texas. Block says she will launch it nationally in July. She says she knows what she's talking about. She's on husband number 3. U.S. officials say the number of salmonella cases is on the rise. Last year, it caused more than half of all hospitalizations for food-related illness and more than 40% of food-related deaths. The bacteria can infect eggs, poultry, meat, vegetables, or processed foods. They're not sure why the number of cases is growing. However, the number of other foodborne illnesses has dropped 20% in the past 15 years. Mental health problems are the leading cause of disability among children, teens, and young adults worldwide. Researchers found disorders such as depression, bipolar disorder, and alcohol use accounted for nearly half of the diseases among those between 10 and 24. The next 2 common causes for disability were accidental injuries and infections and parasitic diseases. In addition, researchers note risk factors such as unsafe sex and alcohol use may not affect people while they are young. The effects of these behaviors could be reflected in people's health later in life. There's still more to come on INN. A medical emergency forces 2 9-year-olds to learn to drive on the interstate. Now they're being hailed as heroes. And a man dodges death by a nearly miraculous means. It's something like you'd see in a movie. These amazing stories of survival are next on INN.
Stay tuned for an exciting money-making opportunity from SMC. Would you like to make more money, set your own hours, and spend more time with your family? Well, now you can with SMC.
I'm an SMC player. I'm going to tell you what, it's an opportunity for anybody to get in and have a home-based business and be successful.
Mothers around the world should do this, yes. And they can stay home with their kids.
I don't have to be bothered with the hectic day-to-day working for someone else. I'm working for myself.
I just wish now I'd have done this 10 or 15 years ago. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
SMC supports its members with a huge warehouse stocked with thousands of products that you can sell for profits of up to 300% and more. Call right now to request your free information packet. And remember to ask your operator how you can jumpstart your business with $100 worth of free SMC merchandise.
Just pick up the phone and call this toll-free number now. Remember, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Bishop Walter Hawkins made love come alive with timeless gospel classics. Now Love Alive is back and sounding better than ever. Presenting the Love Alive collection. Love Alive 1, Love Alive 2, and Love Alive 3, all for just $24.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, and we'll cut the price to just $14.99. Then preview other great gospel collections. Satisfaction guaranteed. So don't wait. Get the Love Alive collection. 3 classic CDs for just $14.99.
Call 1-800-443-1356 to order the Love Alive collection on 3 CDs for just $14.99 plus shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Call now.
Two Arizona 9-year-olds are being hailed as heroes for saving their uncle's life. The kids kept their calm during a frantic emergency on the freeway and took control of the vehicle. Alexis Vance has their story.
These kids deserve more than a high five. They were in a truck with their uncle when he started having seizures and lost control on the freeway, the US 60 in Gilbert.
I'm kind of shaking from it still.
Little 9-year-old Katie Christie, who wants to be a firefighter, was sitting in the front and took control.
I just got the steering wheel because I knew that's what I had to do or we'll get in a crash. And from that, I stopped the truck.
Katie loves driving ATVs and four-wheeling. Well, that hobby helped save her entire family.
I was able to get control of the truck and pull it over, hit the brakes, shift the gear to park, and turn off the truck.
Meanwhile, her 9-year-old cousin Colby called 911 and his grandmother. Today, the two were awarded by the Mesa Fire Department for their quick thinking.
Really proud and surprised. You never think that your kids will actually be able to handle something better than you would be able to.
That was Alexis Vance reporting. Well, you've heard of a bulletproof vest, but how about a bulletproof necklace? A set of golden medallions saved a store owner's life. A robber demanded money from the couple opening their store in Georgia. When they said the safe couldn't be opened, the robber pointed a gun at the wife. Her husband pushed her out of the way and took a shot to his chest. He was wearing a necklace with 2 pendants that deflected the bullet. He only suffered minor cuts and bruises. Still ahead, an uninvited guest makes herself right at home, but her visit was cut short when she was caught by the homeowner. That's next on INN.
It was the hippest trip in America. The music, the styles, and the stars. It was Soul Train. And now, for the first time ever, Time Life presents the Best of Soul Train on 3 DVDs for just $39.99. And if you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, Time Life will pay your shipping and handling.
What they do?
You'll get 50 guest performances and over 8 hours of the greatest entertainment. You'll get all the great dancing, the cool fashions, the great music, fabulous guest performances, and a priceless set of memories. You'll once again be line dancing to some of the greatest soul music and artists of all time. Now you can own the Best of Soul Train on 3 DVDs for just $39.99. This collection is very special.
As an added bonus, get a free Soul Train ringtone with your order. Call 1-800-716-8618 to order Soul Train and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
Experience Bare Minerals, the foundation that started the makeup revolution. Are you ready for flawless coverage and makeup that is actually good for your skin? Now you can get our new kit for over 75% off what you'd pay at retail. Our exclusive introductory Get Started kit includes the award-winning Bare Minerals Foundation. You'll also receive warmth for a healthy glow, Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch, and Bare Minerals Professional Flawless Application Brush. Call now and receive our new bonus collection worth $57.95 free, including the highly anticipated Flawless Definition Mascara. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But for a limited time, you get all this, including the bonus gifts, for only 1 payment of $29.99. You save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
To save over 75%, order now by calling 1-800-200-8130 and ask how you can receive this free handy compact with brush with your order.
A great day to take a dip, but in a hot tub? And to top it off, we're talking about a bear. A woman took these pictures at her Florida home. Now, this bear didn't just hang out on the patio. It went a step further and got in the water, as you can see. Florida wildlife experts say there is a female bear and cubs in the area near the home, and they've been too elusive to trap. I'm Mike Mickle. From all of us here at INN, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.